think he left the call. He just went offline. I think he fucked up. All right, guess we'll be right back.
TP behind you guys.
Yeah, that's a good idea. You'll get a double kill right now.
Nope, because I'm getting one.
Oh.
Nope, because I'm getting both.
Nice.
But she got assist. She got assist.
I know. Garrett knew I was gonna last hit. Yay! Oh, Senna still found a way to in.
Wait, how did she die?
Senna, it's expect anything else? Okay, I'm dead. I think I'm dead here.
Wait, are you actually dead?
Yeah.
No, you're not dead. We're gonna kill people. We're gonna kill them now. Hold on.
Then we're gonna
Just
get
keep
going.
going. Keep going.
Yeah, you're right. My bad.
Bruv, no.
Yeah, biggest all in NA history.
Hold on, big ass ults, dude. Holy, wait, hold on. Guys.
Wait, hello.
We're still going.
Asshole hurts.
Yeah, but it's me.
Okay, well, you do you, and I'm gonna take dragon.
I couldn't take that guy though. I only got a triple, dudes.
Only a triple.
Oh.
By the way, and the levels aren't working right now because they just updated it. Yeah, it sucks.
Wait, what mod are you running?
I'm fine. I'm running a custom mod pack. I was gonna say, do we really not get that? Do you have a stun soon? Oh, she's
Hello?
Hey pal, welcome back.
Game's over. Game's literally
The
already
actual fuck? What the? It literally just said object has been destroyed. What does that mean? Like,
Bro.
read the first line of that text. It just says it killed itself.
over. Yeah, bro. I don't know. It fucking exploded.
Hello? Like, what? I've never seen that before. Okay, well, I will reopen.
Me too,
your-
Garrett.
I'll reopen your opgg. I'll relog in. Let's hopefully it's not my screen share being retarded. That's gonna be horrible if it's my screen share. Hopefully, if it happens again when I click my screen share.
And it just says object destroyed. Oh, great. Dude, I like kind of hope it happens. No, I mean,
1 second. So I'm about to click it.
don't let my
Hello?
coach see my OPG. Oh shit, I can see.
It's working.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. You didn't destroy the object this time. I think we take those.
All right, that's neat.
All right, boys. Here we go. Coaching session. Don't let my coach see my OPGG. Yeah, it's unfortunate, but he has to see how bad I am.
Nah, dude, you don't see. You don't look that bad. You look pretty alright. I will have to say that it is a little interesting how you have a negative win rate on Kaisa.
Dude, I'm so ass on Kaisa. It's actually unbearable how bad I am on Kaisa.
That champion kind of plays itself.
Champion, I'm kind of bad at the game.
Hey, don't worry. We'll probably be able to
Also,
fix that relatively easily.
she feels really. She seems squishier than everyone else, so I just kind of explode.
Well, it's just a matter of understanding a lot of movements and how to take isolated trades. The champion excels really hard at doing isolated trades, so
Did I see the cast clip? I did not. Resend it. I was probably doing something and like totally skipped over it.
alright, no. Let's hope there's no other issues. Like it actually loads my fucking game here.
Object
Okay, guys.
destroyed.
Dude, no objects being destroyed anymore. Let's not have that shit. Okay, we're just gonna fast forward to lane phase because the early part. I will just say that this right here is initially kind of troll to do.
Bro,
sitting here.
this is so funny because it's the only game I didn't go into the bush or like right over in the
Yeah.
fucking river. It was literally the one game.
Because like traditionally, I would say you want to sit here or sit here, just so
Yeah.
that you can either have line of sight for these angles or line of sight from those angles.
What about sitting on the line between the water and the earth? Like,
Right
yeah, yeah, like that's where I
That's
usually
fine.
go.
That is the same thing as right there. The only reason I prefer right here over right here is entirely because if you don't have a ward here and you're chilling right here, they do like a 5-man invade because your jungler isn't standing right there on the map.
Oh yeah, they just go around and I just fucking.
they just insta kill you. But if you're right here, you can either sit there and hopefully you can sit here and maybe bullshit it and hope they just walk like this, and then you could walk like this and just live. Or the moment that they show up here, you can immediately make the movement straight down towards this way, and then you don't die to them killing you because they have to burn something to catch you. Or they collapse like this. But it's just in general safer to be either here or here than right here. You can be there if you have vision control of the rest of the pathing, but it's just inherently not the best spot for you to be standing. But there's nothing, like I said, there's nothing wrong with it as long as you have someone in this spot over here somewhere.
All right, so first 10 seconds, troll plug.
Yeah, pogs. Also, there's one quick little thing I will tell you that just for a warding thing, you know how frequently you will find if, say, for instance, you're playing on this side of the map and you're playing against a Blitzcrank, they will throw a blind hook either into this bush or this bush right here.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to tell you a tip that a lot of lower elo players have been slowly picking up on. You see this little snail right here?
Yeah.
There's a little snail right there. If you stand right here and cast your trinket on that snail, the ward will always go in this bush. So if a blitz, so it's no longer a skill ward. Beforehand, it used to be a skillful ward. In prior seasons, you had to know the exact spot, but now there's literally a snail that you can click on perfectly, and it's all the snail's always there. So you can always walk up here and you can always drop the ward over. So Blitzcranks now will frequently have vision of this whole bush. So it makes it a lot more dangerous if playing into a Blitzcrank for you to be in this general area.
So just don't.
So you pretty much just don't. So if you're gonna make the movement to go into the river, make this movement.
Okay. If blitz.
If playing versus blitz, just purely because of how this is no longer a skill ward, so it's not like.
Also, I probably shouldn't worry about it until like diamond.
I think even gold Blitzcranks, some of them are. If they main Blitzcranks, they probably
like one tricks. Yeah, probably.
Yeah. And there's also no reason to make risky plays on the assumption that they're gonna play wrong. That's just a general rule of thumb. Never assume your enemy is going to be worse than you until they prove to be worse than you. Never make that assumption. Like I won't even make that assumption if I'm smurfing, unless I'm smurfing in literally iron no reason.
Thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Yeah, that's fair.
But yeah, like, even in gold, there's people who will smurf. There's people who are boosting, and platinum, even diamond. There's people who are doing everything. So you shouldn't assume the skill level of a player just because a player has a 40% win rate. You don't know if that guy was trolling on his account. You don't know if he's now has got a boost. You don't know what's going on with it.
Yeah,
every player.
That was the motorcycle in the background. Sorry.
So just never make assumptions when it comes to performance. But nonetheless, okay. I mean. It's fine. You're leashing. Once again, also, by the way, something you don't need to do, but I do it in pretty much 100% of my games, is whenever I'm sitting right here and chilling, I'll always be right in this area here, waiting to just see whatever as an ADC, up until about 1 minute and 15 seconds. At 1 minute 15, I like to drop a ward here. Okay. And then at that point, you can walk here, and you will still make it in time to the leash. There's 0 loss by warding at 1 minute 15 seconds. People will ping you in lower elo because they're like, "Oh my god, you're not gonna leash me." Blah blah blah. They're delusional. You ignore that. Don't care about their pings. Just drop a ward at 115.
Yeah, because like you can
either way.
Because you can, yeah, so, you don't have to be in that location to drop the ward. Like you can.
You don't have like the thing that people think when they're jungling. Is if you're not right here at like 30 seconds to 1 minute 30. Or if you're not right here at 1 minute 10 seconds, they think you're not gonna leash.
Yeah, I always get pinged like assist ping when I'm just sitting there. I'm like, bro, I'm gonna be there.
You're gonna be there, but try to drop the ward at 1 minute 15 seconds.
Almost makes you want to like not show up.
True, dude. True. But yeah, you place the ward at 1 minute and 15 seconds. This ward right here gives you vision of this part of the river, which protects you from multiple things. Protects you from being level 2 ganked from the enemy jungle. gives you vision on if the bot lane walks this pathing from the leash, which if you do have the stronger 2v2, which you guys do have the stronger 2v2, you can walk up through the river here and you can stop them right here.
Yeah, who
and
the
then they have to
fuck
walk all the way around and they lose all their XP.
the fuck
So-
plays Veigar Seraphine bot lane? That was so troll. It was really fun
I
to fuck them up.
I think this is actually a solid lane. I think there's nothing wrong with Veigar Seraphine. I think this is actually a very solid lane, and I think they should actually beat Caitlyn Thresh if they just play the lane phase properly. They don't want to fight. They don't want to fight early. They want to give you guys full priority. They want to let the wave get pushed into tower, and then they want to fight at 6. You guys lose very hard at their level 6.
Yeah. Well,
And
that's
that's
not what
always
happened.
Well, I mean, the odds of someone playing properly into any hook champ in lower MMR is very unlikely. So
This Thresh was kind of fucking pog. I'm not gonna lie.
But due to the state of this lane being the fact that you have full priority and you can completely kill this lane at any moment. Literally, you and this Thresh can kill either one of them at any moment. So you don't want to do the thing that a lot of Caitlyn players do, where it's fine if you want to queue these first 3 minions, but try to make it sure that you don't queue like this and hit the whole wave.
I don't think I
Because
hit the whole wave, but I'm not sure. We're about to find out.
You're not trying to push this wave in, and if you are, you're trying to push it in so that wave 3 bounces back, so that you can stabilize right here. That is your game plan right here.
You couldn't do. I couldn't shove this to set up W's for level 2 under tower, so that when they walk up, because I think that's what we end up doing.
You can do that, and you can shove to try to play under tower like that. But another option you do have is
It's literally freezing it so that they can't get it
you
right.
freeze. The reason why I'm recommending a freeze is because you had to leash your jungler, and because you had to leash your jungler, right here becomes your safety spot. Because it makes all you need is 4+ minions to have a permafreeze right here, and this pretty much means that your Thresh will sit in this bush, you will sit right here, and then they can never walk up past this little area. If they walk up past this area to farm any of the minions here or get the XP from the minions there, the Thresh will land a hook, and then they die, and then this will proceed to your Caitlyn. You being Caitlyn, you can follow up on the Thresh. They pretty much get one shot, and you should keep a 2-3 level lead. If you just keep mindlessly shoving it in and poking them under tower, sure, you get to farm some plates, and that's good, but at the same time, it's a bit more risky, because your jungler, you leashed him, so he's starting on the bot side, so he's going on a top path tempo to gank top lane, and he's not trying to look at you right now. But and because of that, you know that the bot lane didn't leash because, well, you know, they just weren't lane early. So you know that Graves is starting top side. And because of that, you know that he's going to be pathing down towards you. So since you know that, you want to make sure that you're in a safe spot so Graves can never gank you never lose this lane, and you get to proceed to just pretty much stomp the entire lane phase. Because you are in a perfectly safe spot while just pretty much being able to permafarm.
Oh yeah, he hit the thing, and then they ended up moving, and I was really sad.
Okay. So right here, this is actually really perfect for you. You just don't auto attack the minion.
I auto attack the minion.
I know you. I can see you.
The animation.
I can tell that's what you're planning on doing. But right here, what happened is the Seraphine queued the wave. Now it's pushing into you. Right now, it's just you have health. You have a health lead on the minions here, so it's going to push into you, which means that these guys who look really weak. What happens if you go to level 2 and then you go like say net Q for aggressive level 2, and then Thresh hooks, flays, and then you just literally auto net Q one shot.
One of those things happens. I just don't know when. Yeah, I know what you mean.
Like right here, see, like they have to walk up. They have to walk up in this situation. So if you don't pressure the wave pushes into you, and the Thresh just gets to sit here, literally gets to sit in one of these bushes for the entire game, while you just sit here and you last hit. Literally, you just make a minion line here, last hit, and then they can't pass this line here. They're literally pressured to never pass this line, especially in the early levels. At level 6, they can try to push forward because then they can kill you. But until level 6, they have zero opportunity to play. They have no options to move up here. They get zoned permanently.
Yeah.
So this becomes a more beneficial thing for you for the first 5 to 6 levels, purely because you end up netting that lead. Because if you push into tower and you're taking the tower plates, they get XP. They get XP. They don't get denied anything but gold. And champions like Veigar, Seraphine, they just want to make it. They just want to survive. They want XP. They want levels. Because once they hit level 6, they need 0 items and they will still solo kill you.
Yeah, because the control delete button Vagar has.
Mm-hmm. You literally get Seraphine ulted into Vygar Cage into literally a QR from Vygar. It's literally that simple. You will just instantaneously die. So there's no reason for you to be allowing them to get past level 2 or 3. Because right here, if you let the wave push in, Thresh just sits in this bush, and you can keep them at level 1 to 3 while you're level 6. You can literally build like a 4, 5, 6 level lead on them just from the start of the game because they don't know what they're doing in their lane phase, and you have something like Thresh.
It's funny because at one point I faced a Vagar Vayne, and they never E'd me into Vagar E, which was kind of cringe.
I mean, that's definitely understandable. But right here, see, like, if you just don't auto the wave.
Yeah, we end up doing this, I think, for a bit. I do end up last hitting and then just trying to hit what I can.
See, like Thresh is playing well. Thresh is playing very well in this movement, but you have started the wave push where you just want the wave to slowly push into you so that you can have a nice soft freeze right here. Unless they start pushing it and throwing abilities onto your creep wave, there's no way you're going to be able to have a hard freeze in here of 4+ minions right now. But if they do start hard shoving it onto you, then you will get that nice hard freeze in this area of 4+ minions right here. And this means that you can have a permanent freeze for the rest of the game as long as you don't kill those 4 minions, and you keep at least a minimum of 4 minions. It doesn't matter if they're casters or if they're melees. A cannon minion will account for about 2 of those minions, so you can have a cannon and two casters, a cannon and 2 melees.
Yeah, I've always wondered how to freeze with a cannon wave.
Yeah, just count the cannon as about 2 minions. That's like a very soft, good standard for you to go at because cannon minions are not quite 3 minions. So you want to keep it at about 2. Just count it as 2 minions instead of 3. So you would need about, if you have a cannon, it's cannon and 2 casters, cannon and 2 melees. Or 3 melees a caster, it doesn't matter, mix and match, even 4 melees works. But it's obviously a lot harder to have 4 melees than any other.
Yeah. So it's any 4 minions that I can freeze?
Any 4 minions and you can freeze, as long as they're not like all one hit. They need to be moderately healthy.
Interesting. Okay. I'll try to keep that in mind.
Any 4 minions. It doesn't matter, and cannon counts as 2. So
okay.
You can make that as a nice mental note, but I prefer not having cannon minion in there just so that it's easier to manage, and cannon minion hurts a lot. So if you try to trade them in your little freeze, if there's a cannon minion there, it kind of kicks your ass. So
yeah.
There's no reason for you to be trying to sit there in a situation where you want to permanently fight with a cannon minion hitting you, because cannon hits you really, really fast and really hard. All right. So we'll go ahead and resume that. But like I was trying to say there, the main reason you do this is because if you shove in like you are right now, like here, I know for a fact if you shove in, you probably kill them. But if you freeze, you're going to kill them. They're either going to sit level 1 for the rest of the game, or they're going to die. You know what I mean? Because they have to walk up into a Thresh and a Caitlyn, and there's no way that they are able to survive that situation walking up without a tower. So, this looks like it potentially is a kill, depending if he lands this hook. He does land the hook. That's very good. In this situation, you know that he has teleport. So you're just going to shove this wave in and reset instantly. So.
Oh, I didn't reset, I don't think.
Yeah, you can get a pretty decent back here. This is pretty free. Yeah, just walk like right there. Walk into one of these bushes here and just reset. There's no reason for you to stay right now. Oh, well, I mean, she ends up killing herself, so I guess it works out.
But still, maybe the back was.
If she didn't run it down right there, that definitely wasn't as worth. But right here, you should take a plate. Kill these creeps, and then reset. Thresh should be trying to proc his.
Yeah, I think I ping it at one point. No, I didn't. But I did really want to get the tower. I think I ended up healing because no. There is a point where I end up healing because I messed up.
Oh, it's okay, I guess, the situation that you're in right now. But at this point, then you want to take this. You just want to clear this wave here, and
yeah, this is where I heal. Yeah.
Just at this point, you just shove the wave. Just queue it, push it, just do whatever. You're in a very awkward situation. I would reset at this point. You should be able to go back and get your.
I think I do.
Back. Yeah, well, I mean, you better recall here. If you don't recall, it's kind of ending because you're just gonna get caught and killed by the Seraphine and the.
I grabbed something pretty. I think I grabbed something pretty cocky on my first back in this one, just because I wanted to see how it was, and it ended up being really good.
BF
I know
does the same thing as Noon Quiver pretty much. There's no real reason to go BF Sword if you can buy Noon Quiver.
Well, but Noon Quiver only does a little bit of damage, but it also does bonus damage to minions. I just wanted to do a kill lane.
Well, Noon Quiver. Okay, so BF Sword gives you 40 AD.
Yeah.
Noon Quiver gives you 30 and then 15% attack speed. So it does literally the exact same thing. And it builds into your core item, because if you get Gale Force like really early, or say you go Kraken because they're not tanky in this game, so you can go Gale Force if you really want to here. There's no real reason for you to go Kraken if you don't want to.
Yeah. The only reason why I didn't, I mean, the attack speed's good, but in this lane, I think I got a lot of Qs off, which ended up doing like a shit ton of damage because obviously it doesn't scale on attack speed.
Well, yeah, of course, but the logic behind going the Noon Quiver faster is because it pushes you closer towards your core item. Because when you have Gale Force, you're able to really cheese and snowball onto them.
Yeah, because
They have
you
no
just
response
literally
whatsoever.
headshot and then
Literally,
Gale Force.
yeah, you can literally do a very weird combo, which is EQ Gale Force into them, where you pretty much move 0 distance because you E back and Gale Force back into them.
Ew.
And it makes it so that you land your headshot, your Q, and you Gale Force into them auto twice, and then you can ult, and it deals about 2,000 to 3,000 damage depending on how far into the game you are.
Gross.
So that's a very, very strong combo. And if you buy a BF Sword, it kind of delays you getting a Gale Force spike by 1,300 gold. Which
Yeah, it does.
I'm not going to say this is a horrible item path for you, because you're probably going to go something like Gale Force into you can go Storm Razor IE.
Yeah, that's the build I went. Yeah.
That would be a very strong build for you right there. You can go. It's the BF Sword is definitely used in the build. It's not a bad itemization, but it just delays having the big power spike, because the mythic items are really, really powerful. There's a handful of champions that don't need to rush a mythic and can get away with it. Like, say for instance, shoot, I'm trying to think of a champ that doesn't rush. There you go, like AP Twitch bot. That champ doesn't need to rush its mythic. It rushes like a Nashers, or like Katarina, who does the same thing, rushes like a Nashers or Blade of the Rune King. It doesn't have to get its mythic until like 3rd or 4th item. It's completely optional for a lot of those champions. So it's like you don't. But on Caitlyn, you definitely want to try to get that mythic sooner rather than later, especially in a situation where it nets you a lot of kill pressure.
Yeah, I do agree. I think going in Quiver, I guess, would have been better there.
And it also gives you much better control of lane state, because if you have the bonus damage to minions, so it allows you to be able to push the wave easier without having to burn abilities. And so if you're spamming Q to poke, then you don't have to spam Q to push wave if you do have the goal to push, because you're going to be dealing very similar damage to the minions. Actually, you're going to do quite a bit more damage to the minions with your auto attacks than if you have a BS sword. So right here, you just pretty much shove. I would have a slow push here. I wouldn't hard shove right here. The reason behind a slow push is if you start slow pushing, it takes about every wave will go for about like increments like that with a slow push. It doesn't really crash instantly. It's gonna take you about 3 waves from this point for you to start a slow push into their tower. And if you have a slow push, it makes it so that this Graves can pretty much never pat that. What the hell happened with my color? This looks gross.
It's just a dark blue instead of a really light blue.
What have I done?
Why are you like this?
What have I done? This looks gross. Oh my god, what the fuck have I done?
We'll be right back. Technical difficulties.
This just looks gross. Why is it opaque? Oh, there it goes. Hello? There, I fixed it.
Now we're doing hot pink. Nice.
Now we're going back to blue. There you go. It's fixed.
Aw.
But pretty much that puts you in a situation where you're no longer gankable. This Graves has no option to gank you because it's such a huge wave. So if you just slow push it, I don't know if you do slow push it. We're gonna see if you do, but it would be a much better example if I can.
I don't even think about it like that.
It pretty much just makes you ungankable. And if the Graves doesn't threaten, and you have good vision control here, and you know the Graves is not bot side, you can have a huge wave under tower to take either a lot of plates for free because they can't harass you since there's so many minions, or it allows you to dive really, really easily with Kha'Zix or just 2v2. So slow pushing here is definitely the correct answer, unless for some odd reason like Vigar and Seraphine both show top lane, like right now or something, then you hard shove. But even if Seraphine showing mid right here is not reason enough for you to hard shove. Unless they're literally showing on the opposite side of the map and you already have the wave like halfway there, that's a reason to hard shove. You can deny them.
Does this apply to every lane?
This pretty much applies to every single lane.
Okay.
Like, except for kind of mid lane. Mid lane's a bit more unique. If you
I meant
see
like every like whoever I play as ADC.
Oh yeah, this pretty much applies to every every AD carry, even Draven. And Draven's one of the more unique ADCs who wants to permanently play aggressive and wants to always look for kills. And a lot of people in lower MMRs who play Draven will just permanently shove. Very incorrect way to play Draven. And
yeah, you want to keep them off minions, right? You don't really want to shove.
You want to zone. Like right here, if I can get a permafreeze get a permafreeze right here as a Draven, my support sits in one of these bushes. They can never cross this line there. They can never go past there for the rest of the game unless they get a jungler to come relieve or gank. It just puts them in a spot where they're just dead.
Yeah.
There's zero answer for them, especially if they're not a bot lane that can peel through or wave clear. Like say for instance, they would have to be playing like a Sivir and be playing at max Q range, and that's definitely not an enjoyable way to play the game. So, but that's pretty much how you want to play that with Draven. And if you can play Draven, and Draven lane is, in my opinion, one of the best lanes to look at for if you want to play a lane aggressively.
I do kind of want to play Draven because I really want to change my playstyle to like stupid aggressive.
Draven is stupid aggressive, but it's also very calculated aggression. You don't just pointlessly run at people. You have to have reason and thought behind all of your plays, because if you do just stupidly run at people, you will have these situations where you're going to just get instantly killed, because the counter to beat Draven, which a lot of people don't realize, is actually just fighting Draven. Because Draven does deal a lot of damage, but that's all he does do. He does a lot of damage, so if he keeps running at you, you literally can just turn on him and kill him. So people who try to do those really long extended fights with Draven can end up throwing their leads with the champion. So right here, pretty much you just don't want to be autoing the minions. There's no gain. Like whenever you're doing anything in League, you want to immediately be thinking to yourself, what do I gain by doing that? So that's the first thought you want to be asking yourself. If you're doing anything in the game right now, the first thing you want to ask yourself is, what do I gain by pushing this wave right now? What do I gain by hitting these minions? Is there any purpose behind what I'm doing?
Yeah, because if not, then you're just autopiloting. Yeah,
you're just autopiloting. You want to think, what's the thought process behind doing everything? So, like, what do you think you're gaining by shoving a wave right now? Like, I'm asking, what do you think you gain by if you push this wave right now?
Nothing. It's just the minion wave is probably gonna hit like a little bit after middle. It actually just makes it good for them, doesn't it?
It makes it better for them because it's safer for the bot lane. It makes it so that this Veigar doesn't get denied XP, because like I said, if you just slow push it, if you slow push the wave right here and just like stagnate it every so often, slow pushing, just literally doing only last hits, this wave gets super big, and the only way that this bot lane doesn't get instantly killed under this tower by like having like, you know, I'm trying to think how many minions there'd probably be about 10 plus minions right here under their tower minimum. There's probably be about maybe 15 minions, 2.5 waves stacked up right here if you do a slow push. And the only way they do not die here or get horrendously poked out and lose a ton of tower plating is if Graves comes down and then you're forced to leave. But if Graves doesn't path, you get such a huge lead off doing the slow push that they literally can't do anything. And then because you slow pushed, and as long as you don't sit there and push the minion wave under the tower, a lot of people will do this when they have a slow push, but if you have a huge minion wave that crashes right here, and then the upcoming minion wave, like say for instance this minion wave, people will start hitting it.
Yeah, that's what I do.
There's no reason to do that most of the time, unless you're looking to either dive this tower, and like you want to kill them, so you want to remove the minions. There's no reason for you to hit those minions, because these minions will build up and they'll start a slow push into you, and then when you have the slow push right here in front of you, you just thin it down to 4 to 5 minions, and then you have a permafreeze.
Some people would want to do it so that they can keep getting platings, right? Because like the minion wave will obviously hit the other minions, which will make it harder.
You can do that if you want to keep pushing for the tower plating, but there's just no real huge gain for trying to finish off the tower after you get these right here on this slow push. You would get 2 to 3 tower platings here already.
Yeah.
You would take 2 plates. So it's like, why would you want to sit here under the tower for such a prolonged period of time to give the jungler, this Graves, an opportunity to path down for you, allow this Yone to path down for you? Why would you want to sit in such an exposed spot for such a prolonged period of time when you at best case scenario get one more plate. Is 80 gold really worth putting yourself in a spot where A, you're not denying XP or CS from their bot lane, and B, you're putting yourself in a spot where you could die? Like, is 80 gold really worth it? Because you're going to split it with your support. Because he's not going to back off and give you solo gold. Because if he backs off, then you might get collapsed on and you might die to the Vigar Seraphine.
Yeah.
So you just let it bounce back, and then you create your freeze in this spot right here, and then you wait for them to walk up, and then your Thresh will go here that he kills, and then this is when you would rebounce the wave into their tower, and then you would take more plates.
Give me 1 sec.
Take your time.
Alright, I've returned.
Alrighty, welcome back. Welcome back.
They were asking if I, because we need to go food shopping, so they were asking when I'll be done.
Alright, yeah, that's fine. There's no rush whatsoever. And if, by the way, I'll say this: if at any point you feel like you like if you have to go, like at any point, I can save like half. I can. I'm not.
Oh, we can just do next time.
Like I can. Yeah, if you actually need to go right now, I'll just mark it as only using like say half your time or a third of your time. I'm not sticking like that.
No, I should probably go at like 2:30, but that's an hour, so doesn't.
Yeah, okay.
Really
I
matter.
mean, yeah, absolutely. We can. I mean, that's not quite an hour. That's like an hour. And that's
I'm not gonna fucking put like bro, you'll be 5 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, I won't care if you want to, you know, you paid for your time, dude. I'm gonna give you your time.
Yeah.
I'm very much so. My most important thing is for you to learn and improve.
Well, if you want to carry it over, you can. I don't care either way.
You can just message me and we can do like a 20, 30-minute quick session on like a VOD that you really want it to be broken down on.
Sick. Okay. It'll probably be on my Smurf because I'm gonna like really be limit testing on that account. I'm actually pretty excited for it.
Absolutely. But like I was trying to explain in this situation is you want to make it so that you get this free lead right here.
Welcome, Corey.
And the more you shove in and the more you put it here, it allows this Vigar and Seraphine to actually exist in this game. And you already know the situation the Vigar and Seraphine win the lane is when they get 6, right?
Yeah.
That's when they can kill you. And if you deny them from ever hitting 6, like you hold a freeze right here for, you know, like you hold a freeze right here for like fucking. I just did it fucking again. I hate this.
That is such a nice galler.
But if you literally just hold the freeze right here of 4+ minions, just hold it right here for as long as you can, you make it so that you can be like, say for instance, like level 8 while they're level 5. Like you can build a 3-level lead just because they can never walk up and they have to permanently roam and run around the map. That's literally the situation that you force them to be in if you just hold this freeze, because your lane is so much stronger, and their only answer to push the and to try to change this is by throwing their abilities at the minion wave every now and again, like a Seraphine running up and throwing Q or Vigar pressing W. And all that does is make it so that this freeze is even easier for you to hold, because they're just throwing AoE on the creep wave while you're just doing last hitting. So you literally get the easiest time of your life because they are just going to keep trying to push this. They're going to be desperate to last it. So not only are they going to burn through their mana, they're going to be pushing the wave further into you. So you get to maintain easier control while your Thresh gets to sit in a spot and keep zoning them. So if they don't kill the minions with their abilities, then they don't even get gold or XP, but they push the wave easier into you.
Yeah, that makes sense. I
And
didn't.
that's why it's just not worth it to try to go for all the tower platings, especially at like 5 or 6 minutes. You know, it's like you can go get like 2 or 3 plates at 11 minutes and like 60 seconds. You can take like 3 plates if you have an item completed. Like you can push it pretty fast and pretty easily at like 11 or 12 minutes, and you're not going to miss out much either way. So it's like, why be in such a rush to, force something like that to happen when you could just kind of chill. But see, like right here, Vigard now is not getting zoned. If this wave was stuck right here, Vigard has to walk up, and Vigard. So if the wave is right here, Vigard's furthest he can stand is right there. That's the closest he can stand. And if Thresh decides to walk up into this bush, Vigard has to stand there, or else he dies. And if the minions are here, XP range is here. Not quite that, quite that close, but it's like XP range is like right there. So it's like if you're not within that XP range, it's like he's screwed. He has to stay level. He's level 4 right now, so he's level 4. You're at level 4 right now. If you keep this zone for like 3 waves, you'll be level 5. He'll be 4. You keep it for another like 7 or 8 waves. You're level 6. You're level 6. The man is still level 4. You just hold this freeze, and he can do literally nothing. You're just stuck in you trap him in a spot where he is in pretty much any lane's worst nightmare. Where if he tries to walk up to CS, he just dies, and if he sits back, he falls so far behind that he ends up wanting to take the risk to dying. And by the time he makes that decision, you're so far ahead, he just dies 100% of the time. It just pretty much puts Vigar into a lose-lose situation while you're in a permanent win-win situation.
Yeah,
And
I guess I end up
that's
just
how
like permanently shoving because all I think in my head this game is like play aggressive, so I just shove it and then I try to poke him. That's just all I did this game.
Well, that is actually freezing here is playing aggressive because you force him to play into you.
Yeah.
And that's the easiest way to play aggressive is now it'd be one thing if you froze here and you just let him walk up and cast abilities and farm what he could. Like that's not what I'm implying here. I'm saying you have this wave here, and at times you will have the wave sitting right here. Like the creeps will be 4+ minions here, and you'll be standing right here. Like that's playing aggressive. Like you help zone. Not only is Thresh here, but you're there. And only reason you leave that spot is the next oncoming wave is crashing. So either you walk back over here or you just walk in this bush. And this wave will permanently stay frozen right here. And you just keep it at 4+ minions, and then you just chill right in this general area.
Okay. And I can do this with anyone, right?
You can do this with anyone as long as you are on the lead of tempo. Obviously, I'm not going to say do this if you're playing Ashe into like a Draven or something like that, or Sivir and a Draven. Like you have to be careful what matchups you're doing it into.
Yeah, if they're better early than I am, obviously I can't really.
Or if you don't have any lead, like say for instance a Caitlyn who's 2-0 like this. If you bought a Noon Quiver and Draven was in this situation, literally being down like 1,000 gold, Draven can't walk up on a Caitlyn. You could zone out a Draven in this situation. Especially with a Thresh. So there's literally nothing for you to be afraid of. This situation is 100% beneficial for you, even into like more difficult matchups. So it doesn't really matter the matchup as long as you are the one in control. It doesn't matter if there's champs stronger early than yours. It matters, are you the one in control? Did their bot lane pick something really useless? Do they have a Yuumi support while you have a Thresh? Like, can you just sit here and 2v2 them 100% of the time? If you can, try to zone them out like this. Because if you held this freeze, you win the game purely off of bot lane. Because even if your Aurelia here was running it down, even if your Galio was running it down, it puts you in a situation where this Vigar and this Seraphine are so far behind that it makes up for your solos being behind and your jungle being behind. It makes the game even because just because you have 3 people behind, they now have 2 people behind. And you're really far ahead, while their team is really far ahead, it makes it so it's easier for you to solo carry. Because at the end of the day, you're trying to put yourself in the best situation that you can be, because that's all that matters. That you are the only player you can control in any given game. So you don't want to sit here and trying to, say, okay, I can shove this in and then I can get my jungler ahead, or I can shove this in and get my mid laner ahead. Sure, that is a way for you to play once you get into, say, Diamond 1 or Masters Plus. You can start playing for your team. But when you're playing in any elo below, I would say D2, you should play for yourself almost exclusively.
Yeah. Playing for your team is not
It's not the moves.
Because it's the same thing that you want to do. You want to treat your teammates the same way you want to treat your enemies. Are they going? You treat your enemies like they're going to be the best players ever until they prove otherwise. And the way you want to think about your teammates is they're going to be the worst players ever until they prove otherwise. It's a complete inverse of the way you want to think about them, but it's the same concept. You want to make sure that you treat your teammates as if they're going to mess up everything so that you can lower your expectations while having the enemies at the highest expectations of their performance. This makes it so that you'll play at the most consistent level. Because if you expect nothing from your teammates, but you expect the enemy to play perfectly, how are you going to play? You're going to play in a situation where you don't.
Dare you! That's my.
My friend.
Is that like your follow noise?
Did that come out of my speakers?
Yeah, dude, I heard that very loudly.
What? Wait, that should not have came out of my speakers. Wait,
Yeah.
why? Oh, yeah.
I'm about to say like that. That's kind of why I stopped talking. Like, okay, XD.
I thought I heard it twice, but I thought it was just overlapping on my headphones. Now it came out my giant speakers. Yeah, we don't have to talk about it. It's fine. I don't know why it did. Oh.
But,
Oh, you know why? Okay, so I have my laptop on, and it's connected to my TV for when I switch to DDR. So it didn't come out of my speakers. It came out of my fucking TV. And my TV's at max volume.
well,
That's what it was.
Yeah, like that's the reason why I stopped talking for a moment. But
Shit, I gotta, like... my TV.
fuck, that made me lose my fucking train of thought.
I'm ending by pushing that wave into Vigor.
Oh yeah. This
Wait,
is
one
pretty much. Yeah, I remember what I was talking about. I was talking about the expectations for your teammates. You pretty much want to make it so that that's the way you're playing until they prove otherwise. Because if you're playing with the concept of the enemy team being really good and your teammates being really bad, you're not going to ever make a trade where you are saying, okay, if my support does this and follows up with me at this exact moment, I can win this situation. You're not going to make plays like that because then what happens if you make the play? It might be the right play, but if your support doesn't ever follow up on you and you end up dying, it makes you tilted. It makes you upset because you're like, okay, my support didn't do this. My support sucks. Yeah, sure, your support sucks, but at the end of the day, you can't control your support in your solo queue game. You just can't. There's nothing you can do about it. Unless you invite them to Discord, they join Discord, and then they completely listen to everything you say, there is no way for you to control your support. So there's no reason for you to have the thought process of, oh, my support will do everything I say, my support's going to obey me, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So that's not a proper way for you to think. That's not a proper way for you to play. And then you want to play in the inverse for the enemies of they're going to play everything perfectly. So if you think they're going to play everything perfectly, and like say for instance, you walk up, these guys at 6 will kill you 100% of the time. That is the way you should think, that they will kill you, even if they suck and they miss Seraphine ult.
But you said unless they prove otherwise, and they've already proved that they're garbage.
Yeah, they've proved otherwise that they're garbage, and that's why you should be taking advantage of this. And your Thresh has proved that he understands at least decent movements.
Yeah, dude, I even noticed the supports I've gotten in these games have been pretty nice. Or I'm just like getting, me playing aggressive just lets them do more.
Playing aggressively and having good lane control does allow your support to play more efficiently.
Yeah.
Because like say for instance, if you hold the freeze right here, it gives your support one choice. Actually gives them two choices. Be a moron and stand behind you, or sit in a bush. It literally gives them two choices.
Nah, Thresh was definitely aggro. He definitely would have been in front of me, for sure.
Yeah. And if they're playing like a moron and they're right here, you literally just turn on chat for 2 seconds and say, yo, sit in the bush. And if they don't do that, then you just
run it down. I meant, yeah. Wow, Jesus.
I mean, that's pretty much the same thing I would recommend. Literally run it down. I don't care. They're griefing you. They're literally inting you. If they say, no, I'm not going to sit in the bush, I'll be like, okay. I was like, what's the point in playing this game then? If you're not going to actually
play support.
Yeah, I was going to say, if you're just going to sit behind me because you don't understand this lane state, then it's like, fuck yourself kind of moment. But, oh. Well.
Yeah, I was going to go over there, but I decided not to, because I didn't know if he was going to learn that. Alright, so listen. I was going to flash this ult, and he even told me I played this well, but I could have flashed Yonel. I flashed after because he hit me and it buffered my flash. So as soon as I got knocked up, it flashed me.
Mm-hmm. So
don't mind this fuck up. I did press flash, I just pressed it late, and it buffered it. So it ended up using it anyway. I was really sad.
It's still a good flash either way. You should kill this. That's good.
No, don't worry, there's more. I think.
You definitely didn't need a. I don't think you need an E right there.
Oh, I just eat to get a headshot off.
No, I mean I think you just kill them.
I don't think I 2v1. Thresh was, do you think I could have 2v1'd this?
Yeah, this guy after you queue this, he can't. He's no threat anymore. So you just walk forward. So right here, you just walk into this, and then you path towards the Seraphine.
Okay.
Because watch right here. So you auto that, you've queued him. This man, if he does anything aggressive towards you, paths towards you whatsoever, you just walk forward right here. This ability, if you walk forward immediately, you don't get hit by that E right there. If he walks into you, you E at him. So if he queues towards you, you E at him. So he queues into your E, he dies instantly, and then you can just right click her down.
Yeah.
You have just you literally just get to walk at her right here. See, like, look, what did she do? If you just kept walking at her, and because she missed her E, so it's less damage on you in the first place, then you just can walk at her and just right click her. She doesn't actually do that much damage. Even with her double Q, it only does like 150 damage right there at most. And you would had about 280 health.
Wait, no, it does way more than 150. It does like health percent.
Let's see here. Increase by
yeah, up to 98 below 25. I'm pretty sure I'm below 25. That would have killed me. If not, it'd be pretty fucking close.
I don't think it's actually that much of a threat to you because okay, so right here, what would happen? Like, let me just fast forward to it.
I was just asking because I thought maybe she would kill me with those 2 Qs.
Because
I did get hit by this E.
If you keep walking aggressively, you don't get hit by the E.
Yeah.
As you walk back, you do get hit by the E.
Yeah.
So that already dealt an extra chunk of damage. You would have had 330 health right here. You were fine. You'd have had quite a bit of health right here if this didn't hit you. So there's no way her Q plus passive is going to one-shot you. So you can just keep walking at her and right-clicking. It's a Seraphine. You have a BF sword. She literally has 500 health. You have 130 AD. You kill her with 5 autos. And you also have your E up still. You have a creep wave on tempo right here. He can't play aggressive into you, so you can walk aggressively right here into this spot right here, and you can just keep autoing her.
Yeah.
And worst case scenario, she backs off, and then you just push the wave.
Or kills me because I fuck up.
I mean, if you really, really mess up, then yeah, you would die here. But I think you'd have to, even because you have your E as well. So if you walk aggressively, you not only dodge this, but if she throws a Q at you, you E towards the Yone, auto him, you've dodged the Q, and then now you're positioned. Okay, so if you had initially walked up, this doesn't hit you. If she then Qs right here, you E her going this way. You are then able to auto the Yone one time. He dies, and now she's stuck over here while you're over here. So then she's in a spot where she just dies.
Yeah.
So there's no real threat in that situation. If she, like I said, you would still have your E, which you do still have it up, which allows you to dodge all that damage. And if you had already walked up here, you're in a spot where this E doesn't hit you, so you're not slowed, so you're already going to be able to walk up relatively easily. After she casts this Q, she's relatively she can cast her W, and then she has nothing else to cast.
I feel like what she should have done is W and then do the auto attack, because W gives move speed, and then she'd hit me with the auto, and then Q, and then I think I would have died if I played it wrong.
If you get hit by the double Q, yeah.
No. Instead, I would do empowered W because it gives you movement speed, but also the auto attack still does damage, and then you just do a regular Q, and I feel like that would have killed me because the auto is guaranteed. Go to her passive. That's the one that does the auto attack, I think.
I mean, I know, but it's like I don't think it matters.
I was just saying, I thought it'd be. That's what I would have done.
Okay,
well, either way, I did.
If she doesn't double key you, there's no way she does enough damage, and she has to respect the creep wave. So I don't think there's much of a threat. And worst case scenario, you can still escape with your E. So I think it's just worthwhile to path aggressively and take advantage of the situation where you could potentially triple kill. And if you triple kill in the situation, you just instantly win the game. There's nothing they can do after you triple kill. If you walk up here and I said you E and you auto him, he dies. If you walk up here and you just literally kill 2 or 3 minions, you get level 5. You're in such a positive, aggressive spot here that if you just can hold the tempo, there's nothing they can really do. So. And see, like, look, literally, right there. You just pressed auto and an E, and she lost half of her health. So imagine if you just walked up aggressively, and she
Yeah.
only had enough. She only has enough mana for one more ability. So you shouldn't even be afraid right here. You should just be walking up. She's level 3 as well. You're level 3 and you're about to be level 5. You shouldn't be letting her get the CS. And like you're walking up with your creep wave as if it changes anything at all. Because you had the same amount of minions already here. You actually had more minions than what just walked up. You just let her thin the wave. And also in this situation, Noon Quiver becomes more beneficial because you get more attack speed, so you get more DPS in an actual duel. So it does make the BS sword is, I guess, more beneficial if you're just Q poking, but it puts the Noon Quiver definitely shows more benefit the moment that you swap over to a situation like this. But yeah, this is the appropriate decision. You just want to shove it in. There's not really much else to do here in this exact situation, but shove. You can still walk up here. You don't need to be scared.
I think I
There's
back.
nothing really to I think right here is better for you to just walk up and shove this final wave in. You can shove final wave in, take a tower plate, reset.
I'm just jerking it. I don't know what I'm doing right now.
Your thresh is in a spot where it just allows you to hold tempo. So right, I would have aggressed. I'll be honest.
I don't know why I didn't get this plating. Hello?
Yeah, I would have just walked up and hit the tower one time. You have your E. You shouldn't really be too afraid. You can get one auto off and then E out of this Seraphine combo. There's nothing really to be afraid of in this spot unless you get Vigar Cage. But if you net out of the Vigar Cage and you don't get hit by it, then you can just walk up and auto the tower because then they have nothing to stop you. They've burned their way to stop you already, and you also have Thresh Lantern still, so there's like nothing really to be afraid of in this spot.
Yeah.
So at that point, you'd want to just take that tower plating, and then you can back up to the way you are right now, and you can just reset.
Okay.
Because currently you do have another 1,200 gold, and if you had got that tower plating, you'd have had 1,300, which allows you to get Noon Quiver. But instead, you get Tier 2 boots. Tier 2 boots is not bad, especially in a lane. Tier 2 boots is definitely an underrated buy by a lot of people. A lot of people don't think about it whenever they're playing into matchups like Vigar or Seraphine.
I like going it because it just lets me, I don't know, poke more.
Well, it lets you dodge abilities. That's the thing you want to be thinking about in this situation. You want to think.
Oh, I don't even think about it like that. Actually.
I'm in a position where they're 100% skill shot based, and because they're 100% skill shot based, me getting extra movement speed gives me easier reaction time to dodge. Say, for instance, like Seraphine Q poke, Vigar Q, Vigar W. Maybe lets me walk out of Vigar Cage easier when he casts it. It gives you that kind of opportunity to where there's zero threat on you. So tier 2 boots just gives you the better, and it gives you better chase potential. So if you have tier 2 boots and you hold the freeze right here, like I was mentioning earlier, it makes it easier for you to catch up to them if they want to walk up and get any of these minions here. So tier 2 boots is actually a very, very good snowball dominating buy to make if you don't have any strong components.
Okay.
Obviously, I would recommend Noon Quiver over Zerkers here. Definitely way more powerful because it gets you closer to your mythic.
Yeah.
I would also recommend getting a pickaxe and boots over getting a complete Zerkers if you already had your Noon Quiver. Because like I said, getting to the mythic faster is your highest priority.
Okay. I think I just Q or I just auto that dragon form and then I just leave.
Oh, well, that's all right and good for you.
Yeah, I just ulted and then he just got it.
Yeah. Here you can just shove in. There's nothing really to worry about. You can try to take this tower plating. You just really don't need to be too afraid of anything. At this point, I would just go ahead and shove in this final wave here. Shove in cannon wave, then you get a free reset. It's good to reset on cannon waves because they just can't respond to the shove as easily. So you pretty much get a free reset. So rock here, good. You're doing a very good movement here. You have 800 gold. I will be honest. I would probably sell my pink ward here. Kind of sucks that this is happening for your Thresh. Actually,
I stayed, and we got
I was
stuff.
gonna say you should be. The moment you see Galliard is the moment.
Yeah. I saw Galliard and I was like, time to go. Yeah.
And then right here, you just recall. You recall. You don't keep walking. The moment you have killed this guy.
I think I ended up taking the control ward and then shoving and then backing because it wasn't under tower.
Right here, you should be recalling because there's no reason for you to be here right now. Like you can go up here and correct this wave, but it's just not worth your time because right now you have exactly 1100 gold. Right now you can just like traditionally if you had
A dude quiver.
like bought a new quiver, you'd be able to buy a pickaxe here. It just makes a more comfortable purchase. Like 90% of the time when you already have the noon quiver, because
Man, the one time I wanted to try a different item, I get shit on for it.
Yeah, I mean it's fine if you really want to do it because right now you can recall and sell your pink and buy double long dagger. Like that's fine as well. Buy the components for noon quiver, but or you place your pinks, that's fine as well. But if you want to shove in at this exact moment, since you are so far ahead, okay. It's kind of bad, but actually, no. You should kill this.
And yeah, I didn't have Q.
I feel like you just keep walking at this, don't you? Why are you running away? You're positioning very, very awkwardly here. Like right here, like the moment this happened, like I don't know why you're spacing like this. Like, why are you?
Wait, I got slowed, man.
Yeah, no. I mean, like, what is this? Like right here. Why are you walking here? Why aren't you walking right into her?
I thought he. I thought
that. What is this movie?
I thought because Vigor was walking up and I was spooked. I thought he was gonna do something.
You just saw him burn his cage. What is he gonna do?
Yeah, I know.
Literally just healed out of his cage. So it's like there's nothing he can do. You can just sit here and keep walking forward into this. You can walk aggressively. You want to make sure that if Vigar walks down, he's dead. But you want to make sure that you're not giving him an opportunity to walk back to the tower. Sure, there's a Galio here, but if there was no Galio here, you want to make sure that there's not a movement he can make. Because if you're walking right here, parallel, it's like where does he go? He can just turn around and walk away.
Yeah, my chat's talking about the noon quiver thing. And my friend says, well, let's look at your build. Well, theoretically, if you had a noon quiver, and then he says, let's say that BF sword was a noon quiver, and it's just funny because they're like memeing it now, and I'm like sad because like I should have gotten a noon quiver. I know. Jesus Christ! I'll just never do it again.
I will be honest. 99.99% of times, I would buy a noon quiver over a BF sword. I'll be honest. Now that I think about it, 100% of the time I'd buy a noon quiver over BF sword. It's just not a good buy comparison.
Dude,
I'll be honest.
my friend is not gonna let me live this down. He's gonna text me on Discord and be like, "Did you get a noon quiver?" And I'll be like, "I don't. Yeah, I got a noon quiver."
And if someone, and like say for instance, you make the thought process of, oh, I have 2,200 gold or something like that. I could buy a BF sword and all the components in noon quiver. It's like, okay, but you could have also bought a noon quiver and a pickaxe. So it's like there's no real reason for you to ever buy the BF sword, I think, until you have the mythic completed.
I wish
it's not as efficient.
I wish BF sword was part of noon quiver build, like, cause that'd be like into, whatever. I wish.
I mean, yes, it would definitely be a convenient purchase, but I honestly think noon quiver is a lot stronger than BF sword because it has attack speed and has better control of minions. So.
Bro, I'm being flamed by my chat. Okay, let's just finish this up. I'm getting hurt now.
But yeah, like you get a pretty solid back, but like I was saying, just walking aggressively in a more diagonal manner like this towards like this wall right here, instead of walking like this, just prevents the Vigar from, like I said, if Vigar wasn't here and wasn't walking like this, and if you're walking like this for some reason, the Vigar was actually, logically speaking, not making like there's no reason for him to walk here. The proper movement is for him to walk there 100% of the time. There's like nothing that indicates he should walk here. And he wasn't even initially making those movements. Like if we go back right here, we can see.
Yeah, I kind of did some funky shit, I know.
Like at this point.
I was trying to cue the I just don't want to talk about that cue, honestly. We can just move on.
I mean, yeah, that's a little bit off by a lot, but.
Nah.
But still, it's like, you see Vigar walking towards a wall, so it's like, why would you walk down and not directly into the Vigar, you know? Like right now, you should be clicking.
Yeah, I don't know. I always like think like, oh, I should stay at max range, but I'm stupid. So
like your click should be like right there for you to. You should like literally just right click right there, and then right click on the Vigar, then right click right here, right click on the Vigar.
Yeah,
those should be your clicks, but instead you do something where it's like right click on Vigar, right click here.
At least not kill him, right?
Right click. I mean, yeah, it's good that you kill him, but it's a better habit for you because until Vigar clicked right here, like this was a weird movement in general form. but he immediately showed movement of going towards his base, towards his tower. Like that was his first initial click. His first click that he made was literally right here. That was a click Vigar made. But then he randomly clicked down here because he's like, oh, there's a Galio. And it's like, okay, it's still either way. This is a wrong movement by him because there's nothing he gains from being down here. Nothing changes. The only thing he changes is if Thresh is really dumb, he might be able to just press R on the Thresh and kill him.
Yeah.
But Thresh is gonna walk away. There's no reason for him.
No, Thresh has already proved that he's pretty okay at the game.
Mm-hmm. But and also right here, if he just walks back, look at the Galio. Galio takes 2 tower shots.
Oh, he could possibly Vigar could QR and like just
Vigar can QR here because his ult deals 500 damage still right now. So if Vigar had walked back, this guy has literally 0 MR. He just has that little MR shield. So literally, if he just pressed auto Q R, he kills him right here, and there's nothing he can do about it. This Galio dies right here under tower. This is a silly movement by the Vigar. There's literally nothing the Galio can do unless he has a stopwatch right here. He does not have stopwatch. He literally has Predator boots. But yeah, he should die instantaneously right here in this situation. There's nothing he can do about it. So Vigar walking here was definitely troll. He randomly respected a Galio being under tower who's been kind of inting this whole game. So there's no reason for him to worry about that.
Apparently I've been inting because I didn't get a new quiver.
I mean, yes, you have been inting by not purchasing a quiver. But still, you end up killing him. It's fine. If you wanted to, you could leave the wave as is.
I don't know what I do here. I actually have no idea.
It's a spot that can push into you, but what I would do personally is I would shove this in and just get the most amount of gold you can at once, because you're not gonna like this. But if you had a noon quiver,
I fucking all right, we're done. Session's over.
You could have shoved this wave in, taken the tower plate, sold your D blade, and gone and recalled for a Gale Force. So,
all right,
that is the correct purchase in that situation. It is. I'm sorry that the fact of the matter is Noon Quiver was the biggest mistake you made in this game.
That's like imagine not having Noon Quiver. Lamel.
Yeah. Imagine, honestly, like you should think about that. But like, see right here, you just get a free shove in. You should be able to take this tower plate, maybe 2 tower plates. It just depends. Grave shows up, so you get the 1 tower plate. You get teleported on, but
better player just wins.
Yeah, Galio decides he likes you and teleport spot. You get to shove this in. Not really worth wasting your time. You should just reset here. But like I said, now you have 2,300 gold.
Don't even fucking just continue.
This turns into a Gale Force because it's 2,100 gold to upgrade Noon Quiver into Gale Force. But right here, you should get Noon Quiver and a pickaxe, which you do get. So that's fine.
At least I did something right?
Yeah. I mean, I would contemplate selling the BF sword for a Gale Force though, since you wasted it instead of buying a Noon Quiver. But I'm just kidding. Never fucking sell the BF sword in this situation. That's so troll. But yeah, like that's pretty much the situation that you're in right now. Is you would have had Gale Force if you bought Noon Quiver, and then now you'd have had full tempo on this lane. Because if you do have
wait, I need to send you this. I'm so sorry. Yo, Garrett, this is fucking stupid at this point. Oh, you need to look at this. Dude, what the heck? Fuck.
And dude, I respect your viewers. They understand what they're doing. They understand what real content is.
This is great. I need to save this. Okay, all right, fine.
But but yeah, in this situation, you would have, if you had Gale Force in this spot though, you would pretty much be able to do whatever you want. There's nothing Vigar could do about it. You literally can, Gale Force straight through his cage, because he'll cast it, then you can react to it, just Gale Force out of it. It just allows you to pretty much do whatever you want in that situation, if you kind of understand what I'm saying. So it's the main reason why I emphasize on getting mythics a lot faster, because Kraken is broken as all hell. Because if you have a Kraken Slayer, you can take 20-minute Barons really easy on most ADCs.
When do I take Kraken Slayer on Caitlyn?
If they have 3 tanks at least, you would always go Kraken Slayer. If they have 2 tanks, you can go Kraken Slayer, and it's not bad. but you can still go Gale Force and it's not bad. So like say for instance they have a Skarner jungle or Udyr jungle, something like that. They have an Alistar support. That right there, you can say Kraken Slayer is good. Like just 2 big tanks, Kraken Slayer sounds pretty good. But if they say for instance at that point you also stack on like say an Ornn top or something like that, or a bigger or a beefier top laner, like say they have a Singed or something, or just any tanky top line like that, you can pretty much say, okay, Kraken Slayer is the definitive right answer. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if they have 2 tanks, you can say, all right, it's pretty good, pretty all right. Because here, Camille, not the tankiest person in the game. What happens with Camille? She gets a lot of health and she gets things like Sterax, so she has a lot of shielding. So Kraken doesn't really change too much with that. It doesn't buff your damage too much. She'll get a little bit of armor, but she's not going to be a champion with like a Thornmail. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then there's Graves. Graves is the only other unit who's going to be even moderately tanky, and that's because he's going to be E-stacking. And that gives him like a free 100-something armor. And if he goes tabbies, then... Which in this game, he should go tabbies. Graves would be the only situation where going Kraken might be beneficial, but his health pool should also be relatively low, so you don't need to have Kraken in that situation either. It's more beneficial if you would get, say, for instance...
Like if it was just more tanks.
Yeah, pretty much just more tanks. It's not so much about them having tons of armor as much as them having tons of armor plus tons of health.
Mm.
So like, you run into like
Cho'Gath,
Mundo, Cho'Gath.
Well, Udyr can go AP Udyr, but it's still it's still so cursed.
Even with AP Udyr, he's still going Chem Tank and he's still getting tabbies.
I fucking hate that item.
Yeah. Like he's still being pretty tanky and he's still being a pretty big pain for you.
Yeah.
So it's something that I would definitely go Kraken over Gale Force. If it's just Udyr, then Gale Force is better because you can Gale Force away from his Bear Stance if you are next to your team. So
yeah, if I'm not, I can Gale Force and still die. So
yeah, but if not, if they have a ton of tanks and you're not next to your team, then Udyr's still gonna smack you and run you down. But if he's the only tank on their team, then your team will be able to peel it easier. There's not as much dive.
There was a game where I Gale Force W'd, so like I got away and Udyr ran into the trap and I was out. I was so happy.
Yeah, that's like I said. There's definitely a lot of outplay potential with Gale Force, so I would not underplay the item. But if there's a lot of tanks, you definitely would rather be dealing damage than just having survivability.
Yeah, I'm surprised Immortal Shield Bow still isn't that strong, even though it got buffed like twice.
Shield Bow. That's a very interesting topic to talk about. I think Shield Bow is okay, but it's an item that is only good for champions like, say, for instance, Ashe.
Samira.
But Samira is dead, so it's like pretty much
Ashe, Draven.
Not Draven, never Draven. If you go Shield Bow and Draven, you're griefing.
Really? Oh, I thought Shield Bow and Draven was okay.
No, it's the worst possible item. I'd rather go Trinity Force on Draven than Shield Bow.
I think for Yasuo, Kraken Slayer is better.
Yasuo, Yone, it's definitely better. It's definitely a better item. But then at that point, you can also argue Kraken or Gale Force is just as good.
Yeah.
It's very situational. It's why why go Shield Bow when you can get a Kraken Slayer and a Bloodthirster? It's like
that's fair. Yeah.
It's like as long as Bloodthirster exists as an item, it's like why go Shield Bow? There's just a better
it's
item.
just like it's the same. Like they're like the same item.
It's literally just a worse version of Bloodthirster.
Yeah, I can actually see that.
The only champion I'd say that I think, like I said, you can argue it for some champions. The only champion I can think of right now that I think Shield Bow is really good on is if you go play Fiora, because Fiora can go Shield Bow into a Ravenous Hydra, into a Bloodthirster, and literally stacking lifesteal, and she just pretty much never dies. So that's the only champion I can think of, and that's a secret build that not a lot of people know about. So.
All right, boys, go try it in ranked. First time Fiora.
I mean, I would recommend trying it. I think it's definitely a secret build. A lot of people don't know about it. I would actually say that no one knows about it because this is my coach. I have a coach. He is LCK. He's one of the coaches for Damwon. He's one of my friends. He coaches me, and he actually is he's their strategy coach. So he figures out all the secret builds, and he has a lot of things like that. So
my friend
is actually a secret build.
My friend. So it's like just like not many people play.
Well, no, it's not the fact that not many play it. It's the fact that it was only recently discovered.
Oh.
So no one knows about it, but like 4 people.
Friend asks if. Oh, sorry.
Good.
I was gonna say, he asks if Yasuo and Yonq can activate Kraken, but I don't think they do.
Yes.
They do? Oh.
Yasuo Q does, yeah. Yasuo Q counts as an auto attack. It's like
Ezreal.
fucking Ezreal Q will proc Kraken. Senna Q procs Kraken. Gangplank Q procs Kraken.
Misfortune Q procs Kraken.
Does it?
Yeah.
Oh, and yeah, Q will proc Kraken, but not the bounce.
Yeah, the bounce procs Kraken too.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
It procs PTA. So yeah.
Does it? I
Yeah.
never play PTA Misfortune because I think it's horrible.
It bro fucking blows when you're like gonna do the third combo and the Q you threw like auto and the bounce hits a fucking champ and you're like, bro. And so it just resets the PTA.
Yeah, like I don't know. I just do not like the idea.
I don't know. I don't like Arcane Comet Misfortune.
Oh yeah, give me one moment here. I'll show you the fact that Arcane Comet is 100% the play.
I just don't know when to use it. Like people will switch off between using PTA and Arcane.
Sorry, I'm just pulling something up. Like pretty much always, I would almost exclusively just say it's the right thing to do. Like here, I will. Like yeah, I'll show you like this right here. Like this is an account that I was working on. It's like I just had to play MF on it, and it's like every single game is like just take Comet. It's fine. You just win every game.
Sick.
So it's like you don't really need to worry about too much when it comes to what your runes are. I think Comet's just definitively better. If you want to know the rune page for Misfortune, let me just go ahead and.
No, I know. I'm a Misfortune man. You don't gotta tell me.
I'll go ahead and just I go full build on. Actually, no. Let me fucking. Yeah, I can go full build. This is pretty much full build. I'll just screenshot it. There you go. That's pretty much a solid build path along with itemization
Okay, I'm gonna fucking
and
go Discord.
setup. There you can pretty much find that.
Yeah, I can find that anywhere. Yeah.
Like a lot of people will do EQ max, but if you're playing Arcane Comet, the way that
Wait, no, I don't want to do Eclipse. It's lame.
that's the strongest build path you can go for Misfortune.
Cringe.
Dude, you go Mana Mute.
Wait, you max E and just go Manamute? Bro, this sounds AIDS.
It is AIDS for the enemy team. There's a reason why I go it, and there's a reason why I have like a 90% win rate on Misfortune. So
Ah. All
I
right.
even have like a 75% win rate on Misfortune playing through Diamond on the Diamond orders I do. So it's like you got to realize that is just the definitive right build for Misfortune. And if you do really enjoy Misfortune, if you copy this rune setup, you'll actually feel a lot of success because it's very safe. You get to pretty much spam your E. You go mana flow band along with presence of mind for you to have pretty much permanent mana sustain. You'll pretty much never go Uman lane. You just whenever your comet's up, you just press E on the enemy. Try to sync your comet and mana flow band being up at the same time, and you press it on the enemy laner right there, and you instantly proc mana flow. You proc your comet. You get a lot of damage off, and you get a lot of your mana back because you have presence of mind along with mana flow procking. So
Okay. All right. No, I don't mean to rush, but I gotta switch off soon. So let's see if there's anything else I gotta fix.
I will say, well, we've pretty much ran through the time. I went like an extra 10 minutes or so. I just want to make sure that you get a good lesson, a good session. And like I said, we were here for about a little bit over an hour, and we only got 11 minutes into the VOD. Like, there's a lot of things to break down, and there's a lot of things to talk about in just a short period of time. I think if anyone fully went through this VOD in less than an hour, they're not giving you an adequate breakdown of the way the gameplay should be going.
Yeah, I also feel like landing phase is like the most important phase anyway. So
it is the first 10 to 15 minutes is when the game is won or lost, in my opinion. You can obviously win games that are outside of lane phase and transitioning into team play.
Yeah.
But I think if you can win lane 90% of the time, your win rate will not be below 60%. Like, generally speaking, you should be able to have a 60% win rate.
I think
all
mine
the way
is.
up
I think mine is 55 on MF because I almost always win laning phase.
Yeah, and this build that I showed you there is a permanent scaling build. So eventually, what happens is once you get super late game, your auto one shots people, and if not, you just press ER and you one shot people under tower like a whole team.
Sick.
It's the reason why you go Grudge as well, because Grudge synergizes with your ult, and you automatically pretty much they're trapped in your ult.
I'll give it a shot, but if I'm not challenger in the next week, I'm gonna have to report you. You understand?
I fully understand what you're saying, and you should. I will be honest, if you actually copy that build, you should climb to 300 LP. Like I think it's an elo inflated.
Or money back. No. I'm just kidding.
No, sure. I'll be honest. If unless you're like running it down in lane, I feel like there's no way that if you copy that build that you would lose a lot of your games. I think you would hold a pretty solid win rate. I think your win rate will increase by 5 to 10% just by going that build.
Okay.
Because it's literally a no skill build. You just press E and sit back, and you max W seconds so that you can never you don't get caught. You just run away. You have all that extra movement speed. You have extra attack speed to trade with people. You don't need to have the Q max because Q max all it does is increase the base damage, and why would you care about that? You're an ability caster champ, and then your last item, literally you just go mana immune, eclipse, grudge into a edge and night, and then you can get something like
Man got a tenacity potion.
yeah, dude. Why not get a tenacity potion?
Yeah, I actually do that sometimes, and like people question me, and I'm like, well,
like I was about to build a Sterax last. Like,
oh, that'd been sick.
Sterax is one of the best defensive items in the game. A lot of even on AD carries, a lot of people underrate it, but it gives you so much shielding, so much health, and a lot of AD.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So there's no reason for you not to go Sterax if you feel like you're being bursted. Like there's an enemy assassin, there's like a Zed comboing you, there's a Talon, there's any real threat. You just go ahead and get a Sterax as your fourth or fifth item.
All right, my friend says he's gonna go Sterax on Cassio now. Nice, easy clap.
I mean,
No,
I wouldn't go
I think he's
Sterax on
joking.
Cassio, but I think you can go Serpent's Fang on Cassio.
Serpent's Fang? What the fuck? That's gotta be a new item, because like I don't know what the fuck that is.
Yeah, it's an item that does increase damage to shields. It procs on her E, but it's a physical damage item.
Oh.
But it will make it so that like, and also another thing a lot of people don't know is Misfortune. It's the Serpent's Fang, every auto and or ability cast will proc 70 plus 40% of your total AD on shields. So if you have like a ton of AD, you do like 200 extra damage on shields per auto or
Sick.
ability cast, which is really strong at a champs like Lulu Ivern.
Ew.
So if you see, or people play Karma,
Ew.
but something a lot of people don't realize is Misfortune ult. Every wave of her bullets procs Serpent's Fang.
Sick.
So since she has 16 waves on her ultimate at level 16,
There is no
pretty
shield.
much, there is no shield pretty much.
There's
It
literally
makes,
no
it
shield.
makes it so that each wave of her ultimate deals 200 bonus damage to shields per wave. And the thing is, if they have, say for instance, the shield is only 20 health left of the shield, it still deals 200 extra damage.
Sick. Serpent's Fang is OP on Mountain Dragon, to be honest.
It is actually very OP in the Mountain Dragon. So if you actually end up in a situation where your late game Misfortune, in particular Misfortune, this is it's not exclusive to Misfortune, but it's incredibly good on Misfortune because of how easily she can proc it. So if you're playing into, say for instance, Lulu Ivern, you're playing into champs like, say there's like a Yone Scion, just champs that have spammable shields, or there's just like or there's like a Seraphine, things like, or Karma where they give full team shields constantly. They get a Mountain Soul. There's just a lot of shields. You just go ahead and snag yourself a Serpent's Fang at 4th or 5th item, and then you can just literally press ER and they'll just
Yeet.
die.
Yeah, that makes sense. Well, thank you for this. This was actually a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to get a different game where on my other account to see how I can do. I guess freezing. I never really thought of freezing as being aggressive, so I always just shove. So maybe I should just do that.
It's definitely an aggressive way you can play, and it allows you to have it's just a different form of aggression. You just have to think about things differently because you're still playing aggressive. You're just between the minion waves.
Yeah.
Because you're between the minion wave and them. That's very aggressive. How often are you standing between them, the enemy, and their minion wave? Like that's
Yeah.
one of the most aggressive things you can do. You're surrounded by nothing. You're surrounded by just the enemy minions and the enemy. So yes, it's an incredibly aggressive way for you to path and an incredibly aggressive way to move.
Says would have been cleaner if you went a good build this game. I'm gonna kill myself. Dude, I'm just gonna stop playing League.
I mean, it would have definitely been cleaner if you had Gale Force at 10 minutes.
All right, I'll talk to you later. No. Jesus fuck.
Hey, they're
All right.
bringing up good points, and the more and if you do stream constantly and stream a lot of your games,
Oh, I stream
it's
every day.
good. Okay, yeah, I was about to say it's good that they harass you about this because then they'll remind you constantly, and then you'll be able to.
Yeah, great. Every time I back on Kayla, they'd be like, "Don't get a BF sword," which I
Yeah,
wasn't
so
gonna
that-
do anyway.
They'll say buy Noon Quiver, and now you're gonna have it permanently in your mind to buy Noon Quiver. Next thing I know, you're gonna be playing Kaisa, and you're gonna back and buy a serrated Dirk first item.
Wait, that's what you're supposed to do.
No, it is not what you're supposed to do. You buy Noon Quiver first.
No, everyone gets a serrated Dirk. The build says serrated Dirk, though.
They're all noobs. I'm telling you this now. If you build serrated Dirk, I will never talk to you again.
Fuck, that's all I did on her. I just buy.
That is why your win rate is low. You just rush Kraken.
Fuck. All right. I'm just
Go
gonna...
Noon Quiver. Stop buying other items. Noon Quiver is broken. Buy
Okay.
Noon Quiver, buy Kraken, buy Gale Force. That is your life
Gonna-
as ADC.
Crack my neck.
If you go Dirk first, you better be 2-0 or 4-0 on Kaisa in lane. But on your first back. If you're not at least 2-0, do not ever buy Dirk. You are trolling if you buy Dirk.
All right, I get it. If you're not challenger, then you're trolling. Got it.
No, I mean even challenger players who go Dirk first, I think they're trolling as well. So, like, there's a lot of challenger players in NA who I just think are really bad. Kaisa's an elo inflated champion, so it's like I said, it's a skillless champ. If you have a 90% win rate on Kaisa, I do not think you're a good player. That is something I will say to
Damn.
anyone.
So if you have a like 40 like I do, you're dog shit.
No, you probably just know how to play the game properly, and you try to apply Kaisa to the same way you're supposed to play the game properly, which doesn't work because Kaisa's an elo inflated champion that abuses isolation damage and has literally brainless. Like, it's literally just a brainless champ.
Yeah. This game is a brainless game.
Inherently, yeah, it is.
Friend asks if you think Cassio is a no-skill champ.
No, I think Cassio is a pretty difficult champion.
There you have it. You're smurfing.
Uh,
Do you think Annie is a no-skill champ?
yes, absolutely.
All right, good, because that's what he means.
I think.
How? Wait, okay. You guys are asking how Annie is no skill, guys. Even I thought Annie was no skill. You just wait till you have stun and you pop them.
I'm gonna say this right now.
He says I have to flash R, dude.
If you think Annie is difficult, then how come one of the most common Chinese boosting strats is literally Annie Zhenzhao?
Wait, I saw that in one of my. No, I saw Zhenzhao Orn in my game. It was Chinese. They were both Chinese.
Well, they're probably weird because it's Annie Zhenzhao. Because Annie stuns, Zhenzhao knocks up, then they die.
No, CG. Cassio cannot just spam E. They have to be poisoned for her to spam E.
Well,
And
you can spam me. It just deals no damage. So you go. Ooh,
And also also run out of mana.
So yeah, I think Cassio requires skill. There's certain matchups that just favors Cassio. Like if you lock in Riven into Cassiopeia, you're dead. But
Bro, I can't look at clip until I'm done. Yeah, I get it. Well, we're all set with this session. I'll probably do another one after I do a few more games.
all right, man. Well, the highest priority, the main thing I want to ask you is, do you feel like this was a good use of your time and money, and that you feel like it was that you've actually feel like you've learned something and or improved it in any way, shape, or form?
We'll see when I hit plat, and I'll let you know. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, I think it was good. I think it was good.
All right, because that is, like I said, that's my highest priority. With everyone that I coach, I want to make sure that you're learning and improving. That's why I'm not like a stickler on time.
Yep, and I'll make sure to bother you and ask you questions when you're not coaching me. Don't worry.
Well, yeah, actually, that's what I actually encourage. I encourage every single one of my clients or every single person who I've ever coached that my DMs are completely open. You can ask me any question you want at any time. If you have a more in-depth question, obviously you'd probably have to purchase a session with me because if I had to go into a VOD and break something down, that takes 30 minutes of my time.
Yo,
That's going to be a little bit different. But
my
if you
chat is
have,
tilting.
basic questions,
Yeah.
you can literally ask me at any time.
Man just goes, this dude can't improve. He's garbage. He bought BS sword over a Noon Quiver. Dude, fuck off.
Well, I mean, at least they're being honest with you.
Is 10 AD really worth it? I mean, I thought it.
No, it's not. That's why I said Noon Quiver.
All right, boys. I'm just gonna take a nap and never wake up. Delaying your mythic? Holy fuck. Alright, listen, we're done. I'm just gonna go play something else. Thank you, man. Yeah, I'll make sure to bother you. Don't worry about it.
Of course, man. Nonetheless, have a good rest of your stream, and let me know if there's anything else at all I can help you with, man.
Yeah, thanks, man. I appreciate it.
All
Alright, talk to ya.
See ya.
Alright, boys, we will be right back. I am setting up for DDR, so just give me a bit. I fucking love BF Sword. The Jinx is scaling! The Jinx is scaling! I mean, I don't know. I mean, my man, what on earth are you doing? What goes through your head when you win? She's triumph. Who takes? Listen, if I get run down again, I'm crying. I got her. Does Heckram realize how...
Bruh, something tells me this Graves wants me.
I don't. They just kind of all ran it down one by one.
baseline.
More energy.
Dance revolution. Dance revolution. Dance revolution. Style. Some music. Are you ready? Let's step. Select music. Option. Are you ready? Absolutely wonderful. Grab my heart. Absolutely wonderful. You move smoothly. Okay. Good. Keep on going. 200 combo. not an ordinary fella.
Goes around, spun out of bounds, and I can feel them breaking free. Just this moment lost in time, I am finally. Can't see why
Yeah.
behind this. That's that I have become. My black in words I can't find wrong.
ready? Let's reveal your soul. Sweating, huh? You're breaking out in sweat. You move smoothly. Absolutely wonderful. wonderful. Grab my heart. Good, good. Keep on going. You're not an ordinary fella. 100 combo. You're doing pretty good. Absolutely wonderful. Grab my heart. What?